Farzana Suri is a victory coach, the go-to person when you need guidance on achieving personal or professional success. In this episode of the She Means Business chat show, we meet her at her cheerful home office where she spoke to us about her interesting work and her experience of being a solopreneur. Hi Farzana.
Hi Deepika.
Well, first up I'm going to ask you, Farzana Suri Victory Coaching. Tell me a little bit about victory coaching.
Okay, so Farzana Suri is Farzana Suri. Victory coach because I think in all our lives we all go through our struggles.
Right.
We go through the ups, we go through the downs, and each one of us is really aiming to reach the path of success, aiming to be victorious in what they do. And my life, when I see it in flashback, I see that I have gone through a lot, and at every step of the way, I feel I have risen. I have broken barriers. I have climbed hurdles, and been victorious. And I thought eventually that is what I would like to provide to my clients, and not only clients but anybody who comes in my path. So why not add something which is interesting? And then another thing is I come from advertising. So I certainly wanted to brand myself. I didn't want to just be a business coach or a life coach or an executive coach. I wanted to stand for something which was more relatable and believable. And that is how Farzana Suri Victory Coach.
Being a coach.
Yes.
Okay. So what does coaching really involve, and what is the kind of client that you get, and what is that you're helping the client with as far as coaching is concerned?
Okay. So coaching is primarily I feel it's something which we receive from our parents, something that we receive from our teachers, and when we are on our own, there is really nobody out there who is with us. Right. And we're all looking for someone who can kind of just guide us, help us steer our course. And I found that very interesting. It was a path that was very close to my heart because I've always, since I was in the middle in the family, like, the middle child, I was always kind of trying to make peace between the younger siblings and the older siblings. So it was something that was always innate in me. And then in advertising, I was the client servicing person, the account management person. So again, I was this mediator, trying to mediate between people and, working with energies like that. So so this just seemed like a gradual shift for me to get into coaching. And coaching is the gap that people are looking for between the life that they are living to the life that they desire living. And not everybody is equipped with the strength to handle situations or handle relationships, and that I feel is where the gap is and where I come into.
Right. But tell me something, when you have a client, in their heads possibly they think they're right. Even though they have come to you and they know there's a need, sometimes what we feel is that, I'm right. So is there a lot of resistance that you face when you tell people that they could possibly be on the wrong path and they need to correct something? There's a course correction that is required. Do you face resistance?
Sometimes. Because, so for example, I had one gentleman, he was from the armed forces, who came to me for some challenge that he was going through. And so you can imagine. Okay. So his very stance when he sat next to me was all about, I know my life. And you've just got to just tell me those 1-2 things and I will think about it and I'll go ahead with it. And my whole point was, so thankfully what I do is I work through numerology. So I brought in a lot of, so a lot of credibility comes into my work when I tell you about your past.
Okay.
Because numbers allow me to do that.
Right.
And that is what gives people strength and belief in, hey, I think she knows what she's doing. So resistance in that sense becomes lesser compared to if I would just come to you and say, hey, this is how I feel you should be doing and this is how you're not working, because nobody really wants to listen to what is wrong in them.
Yes.
So It's all about then the language you use when you're talking to them.
Right. Coaching with numbers. You
Yes.
said you do coaching with numbers.
Yes.
Little elaboration on that. It's very interesting
Okay.
actually.
So, so I got into numerology, while I was in advertising, just out of fun. It was something that you were very intrigued by, and I wanted to learn more about it. And I realized strength really lies in numbers, because when your date of birth actually gives you an entire synopsis to a person about your life.
Okay.
That is your traits, your personality, your talents, your strengths, your weaknesses, what makes you tick, and what in fact is your life's purpose. Why are you really
Okay.
here? And
This
this
is
has got
scarier
no.
than giving out your password. Telling people your date of birth could actually be
But
scarier
imagine
than
how
giving out
empowering it
passwords.
is, because you know so much about yourself. Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
just on this path, trying to discover, and falling down and going through that act of discovery. And here, it kind of gives you this entire picture. So, as a coach, it is very empowering to me, because I don't have to go through 4 sessions with you to understand you. Because in the first meeting, you're not really going to tell me anything about yourself. I have to
Yeah.
keep probing and digging and investigating. But the moment I have this picture, I just throw out certain things, and I leave it to you to kind of play it back to me.
Okay.
And that is what I work with. So it gives me a sense. It's like a diagnostic tool for me.
Okay.
It provides me all the data that I need about you.
Right.
Once I know that, then based on that, I provide strategies to handle your situation, or the decision that you wanting to take in your life. I help you validate it.
This actually sounds makes numerology sound really interesting and very data driven and very
Yes.
scientific,
Yes.
very believable.
Yes,
Actually, so you've been working as a solopreneur for some time now.
that's right.
That I know comes with a whole lot of challenges of its own. First of all, you're a coach, right? That's your expertise. But you also work as your own admin person, as your own marketing person, as your own sales person. And those are expertise that you require as well. So what have been your challenges working as a solopreneur? And how have you overcome those?
Well, challenges start from the day you decide to become a solopreneur. Because you don't have a team. You're all out there on your own trying to battle it out. So I tell myself I'm the peon as well as the president. So anything that ranges in between, I'm all of that. And it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because, one thing is going out there and marketing yourself. The second thing is sustaining your
Yeah.
presence
Yeah.
in the market. Third thing is actually going is also delivering the work.
Right.
So that gap between delivery and sale, or the process of sale,
Same.
is pretty challenging.
Exactly.
It's pretty challenging in the beginning, and I think one of the things that really comes in the way is the fact that time management is something you got to kind of sort yourself out with. The other thing is knowing when to reach out for help, because like my hour costs something.
Yeah.
Why would I be sitting and doing a creative piece which I can give out to somebody
Right.
instead of doing it myself? So these are decisions that I've had to take. Why do I need to sit and upload all my stuff on my website, for example?
You
These
might
are
as well give it out to an
yes,
expert.
yes. However, I do have to create space for marketing, and it's not a 1-day affair or a 2-day affair. It's a regular affair.
Yes.
So marketing is a part of my day. Learning is a part of my day, because I need to be evolving every time. I need to be providing things and tools that can expand my client's life in ways that, so I need to actually be ahead of the curve. And in order to do that, I need to also put in space for learning, which otherwise maybe a team would be providing, a part of that intelligence to me. So being, learning, time management, being focused, knowing when to, push back and pull back. These are the challenges as a solopreneur that you face. And then and as a coach, how do I coach myself?
Exactly.
So I have a coach myself.
I've always felt with coaching that sometimes they're not tangible. There's nothing, the success is not very touch and feel. With any other service it might be. With coaching, it's something which is in your head. So have you been
Yes.
able to break your barriers? Have you not been able to break your barriers? So how do you help your clients measure their success, or how do you measure success for your clients?
So to me, clients, how do I measure success is, so honestly, clients see the shift at the time the session is on. They can see the shift because they're able to perceive a different dimension to their thinking. That in itself creates a shift.
Okay.
The other thing is the implementation, because I give them tools which are very easy for them to to fit even into their most busiest schedules. So whether the person is a cardiac surgeon who's like in a very, very highly stressed environment, or even an advertising person, or somebody who's an entrepreneur just starting up, the tools that I give are extremely easy, in the sense that you can see some of the changes happening in the relationships that they have with people around them. Because so where does this shift happen? The shift happens when you make their life easy. So when they feel that, hey, you know what, I'm not disturbed by something which bothered me yesterday, is where the shift lies.
Nice.
And my biggest, I guess, success story to me, actually victory story to me, comes from the fact that when clients refer me.
Yes. Well said.
So that in itself
said.
is
Yeah.
success. So I've had a client who has referred me, and the referral that he has given me has moved on to 90 chains.
Wow. Yeah, that's success.
So yeah.
So what next for Farzana Suri?
So what next? So definitely I'm looking. So I have this thing that I would like to. So maybe 3 years ago it was, I would like to expand the lives of at least 10,000 people. Okay. Now I feel I would like to expand the lives of at least 1 million people.
Wow.
Because every time you coach one person, you're actually coaching 10. Because the impact of that person's life is not just on his or her life, it's on his or her family, on
teams,
the people that they work with,
Yeah.
and the people that they come across with. So yeah, I would like to impact as many people as I can.
Very
Leave
nice.
the world better than what it is.
I wish you all the best, Farzana. I
Thank
hope
you.
you're able to touch many, many more lives. And I'm really very fascinated with the work that you do, victory coaching,
Thank
especially
you.
using numbers. I think that's really interesting. So I wish you all the best, and thank
Thank
you
you.
so much for being on She Means Business.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so very
to
much.
all our viewers, if you know of a woman who's doing interesting work, please get in touch with us, and we'd love to feature her. And in the meantime, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and the works. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the She Means Business chat show.